By the way, what's going on between you and my girlfriend? I told her I was doing the show, and she said, oh my god, I love Conan. There are serious actors out there. Some actors have a method to them. Some are so focused on the world into which they are entering that they make you feel what they feel. And then there's Ryan Gosling, the guy who's capable of changing from a heartthrob to a man of chaos in 3 seconds flat. There's one thing Ryan Gosling has that's overlooked enough. Whether he's raking some of his own cast's brains, breaking Emma Stone for the 100th time, or simply asking Conan O'Brien about his love life, he's got a knack for doing it. He's making celebrities go crazy. Emily Blunt to Russell Crowe to Harrison Ford. No one is spared from Gosling's presence. And honestly, he breaks himself half of the time as well. Chapter 1, the Japanese colonization of Conan in the United States. This is where it has to begin, as this could be the best joke ever delivered on a TV talk show. Ryan Gosling stopped by Conan O'Brien's show and with his head perfectly straight asked, by the way, what's going on between you and my girlfriend? Conan looked confused. Ryan explained, I told her I was doing the show and she said, oh my god, I love Conan, I love Conan. Then Ryan dropped the hammer. How come you keep saying it twice? And how come the second time you say it kind of somber and to yourself? Conan was dying. The audience was dying. It was so. Then there was Ryan, waiting, sitting and staring for an answer. The best part, he ended with, some guys got it. Conan had nothing. Conan couldn't stop himself from being silent at the moment. Chapter 2, the tight pants confession. But before we get too far, let's first tackle the most awkward interview moment in Ryan Gosling's career. He walked on the stage, he shifted awkwardly, and then he dropped this bomb. I have to admit something, I didn't try the suit on before I came out, and I realized it's so tight, it's wildly inappropriate. He then glanced down at his own pants and said, I feel like I'm going steady with these pants. The host lost it. It floored the audience, and Ryan just stood there, caught in his own clothes and dedicated to the bit. Wearing the wrong size pants can't be better than 5-star comedy if it's not done by Ryan Gosling. Chapter 3, Emily Blunt called him out. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt are two siblings who secretly love each other but would never say so. When asked about stunts that came to mind on set, Ryan began talking. Emily immediately cut him off. I don't remember the stunts that I did cause I blacked out cause you were drunk. Ryan's response? A calm quiet. Yeah, well, that's true. No denial, no excuse, just acceptance. But then it was the Taylor Swift moment. Ryan said that he has a special place in his heart for All Too Well for a movie that he helped make. Emily immediately asked him, what was his favorite Taylor song? Ryan began to reply. Emily cut him off. Are you ready for it? Ryan paused, then realized, yeah, no, that's the song. Emily's victory dance. Oh, what a poser. We got him. Good job, Emily. She placed that bait and he took it. Chapter 4, the alien puppet diva. Ryan was also accompanied by a puppet called Rocky in Project Hail Mary. Not a CGI creation, not a voice actor, a puppet. Ryan didn't hesitate when asked about his experience working with Rocky. Well, he's a diva, very high maintenance. The host tried to keep a straight face. He couldn't. It was too much for Ryan Gosling to handle that a puppet was a diva. And the best part? Ryan wasn't joking. He spoke of Rocky as a Marlon Brando. Complete commitment. Zero shame. Chapter 5, the Canadian alien abduction. Once Seth found something in Ryan's history that Ryan didn't want anyone to know about. Dan Aykroyd hosts a show called Sci-Factor Chronicles of the Paranormal. Very Canadian, very paranormal, and Ryan performed a teen abducted by aliens. Then Seth wondered whether they should play the video. Ryan said yes. Then a bad news came down from Seth. We don't have the budget for the effects. Ryan's face fell. He was willing to play the abductor role again. It was all ruined due to budget cuts. Chapter 6, Harry Styles crashed SNL. Tracy Morgan's character, Kyle Wallace in The Big Bang Theory, was interrupted mid-monologue by something you can't see. Tracy Morgan's Kyle Wallace, The Big Bang Theory in a monologue was interrupted by something you can't see on Saturday Night Live. Harry Styles. Ryan turned around, looked confused, then annoyed. What are you doing here, man? Harry, cool as ever. Well, I'm hosting next week and it's been a while, so I just wanted to watch, get a feel for it. Ryan nodded slowly. Yeah, that's so professional. That's awesome. You're here. I just wish someone would have told me. Next, he attempted to go on with his speech. However, he was unable to concentrate. He continued to stare at Harry. They continued to laugh throughout. Everyone you've ever heard of lived out their lives. Every king, every peasant, I'm sorry, why are we on Harry Styles? Perfect, completely perfect. Chapter 7, The Oscar Chaos. The two actors presented an Oscar together, which was Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. It was supposed to be easy. It was chaos. Russell attempted to clarify the meaning of adapted screenplay. Ryan disagreed. Russell said, "Agree to disagree." Ryan shot back, "Agree that you're wrong." Russell tried to be diplomatic. "Look, let's not fight. My God, we have 2 Academy Awards between us. This is beneath us." Then Ryan began speaking about the Australian Academy Awards. Russell got confused. Ryan told him that he was the winner. Russell said he lost. Ryan said, "You were robbed. You win just by being nominated. You'll get him next time." Russell finally yelled, "I'm presenting." The entire crowd was crying. 2 of the hottest actors of the day turned into childish bickers. Chapter 8, The Apple That Broke Russell Crowe. The drama involving Russell Crowe didn't stop with the Oscar red carpet. Ryan told a story one time on his first meeting with Russell. He asked, "You mind if I have an apple?" He then showed Russell how to make the scream, a tone of the highest pitch and derisive sound that no one could have imagined from Gladiator himself. That was the honeymoon period for me and Russ. Things were great. Obviously he's not here, so we're having problems. The interviewer asked if they were unbuddying. Ryan nodded solemnly. The warrior turned to a punchline over apple. That was only something that Ryan Gosling could do. Chapter 9, Brad Pitt Gets Roasted. Ryan was to give a solo presentation at another award show. Then Brad Pitt showed up. Ryan looked annoyed. "I was told I was presenting alone. It's fine. Obviously I've been recast into some kind of Joe Biden, Andy Richter, Robin type role." Brad tried to take the high road. Ryan wasn't having it. "There you go, take the high road. I look petty. Classic Brad. Just classic Brad." One of the world's largest movie stars, Brad Pitt, was standing there with his face as red as a lobster and was being embarrassed by Ryan Gosling. The other big movie star in the world, Brad Pitt, was standing there with his face turning as red as a lobster and was being embarrassed by Ryan Gosling, and Brad enjoyed every minute of it. Chapter 10, The Canadian Star Search Dance. In a past life, Emma Stone asked about Ryan's dancing days. What ensued was a saga for the ages. I was on some kind of Canadian Star Search. My main competition were these 2 twins who were tap dancers dancing to Phil Collins' 2 Hearts. They were the ones to beat. Then Ryan showed off his successful dance. It was something. Arm movements, intense staring, pure Canadian chaos. I look up off stage and the 2 twins are standing there like the twins from The Shining, just going like this. He parodied their judging looks. Emma couldn't breathe. The audience was gasping for air. Ryan Gosling lost a talent competition to the twin tap dancers, but he's not done with it yet. Chapter 11, Harrison Ford punched him in the face. Harrison Ford was punched in the face by Ryan Gosling by accident while shooting Blade Runner 2049. Not a fake punch, a real one. Ryan was very graphic in his description. Harrison reaches so far back that there's a point where you think, is he getting something? And then when he finally starts, the fist comes into the horizon. You think, oh, he's not gonna punch me. He's throwing a baseball. And then it gets closer and comes into focus and you're like, no, he's turning his fist into a hammer. He paused. He's using the strength of his forefathers to connect with you. Winding like a cartoon character at the age of 80, Harrison Ford, and narrating like a nature documentary, Ryan Gosling, absolute gold. Chapter 12, A Dish Towel with His Own Face. Conan gave Ryan a present one day, a dish towel with Ryan's face on it. On one dish towel, 3 Ryan Goslings. Conan asked, "Would you wash dishes with your own face?" Ryan could not look away from the towel, then at Conan, after that back at the towel. "I just had this in my house." He didn't answer the question, he simply sat there, clutching a towel that was wrapped around his face and wondered about all the decisions he made to get where he was. Chapter 13, The Cellophane Salesman. Ryan took Graham Norton on an unusual journey in his childhood. My parents came upon a truck of cellophane. I was asked not to ask too many questions. I didn't. Suddenly there was a basement filled with cellophane. They encouraged me to go to school and sell it to my teachers. Put a few in my backpack and try to hawk them at recess. Graham looked genuinely concerned. What are the uses of cellophane? Ryan, completely serious. You know, you wrap sandwiches in it. It keeps things fresh. I know what you did with it, Graham said, but I don't know the name. Ryan looked at him as if he had admitted that he didn't know what water was. A room in the basement with an enigmatic cellophane, a child salesman, but Graham Norton is now challenging his whole perception of household products. Only Ryan Gosling. Chapter 14, The Elvis Uncle. There was one time that Ryan told a story to his uncle that no one was expecting. I walked into the room once and he was bedazzling a sequin white jumpsuit. He said he was going to be Elvis for a little while, and would I like to help? Ryan became his uncle's head of security. His mother was a backup singer. Honestly, it was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen. Young Ryan Gosling taking care of his dazzled Elvis uncle simply makes for a gorgeous picture. Chapter 15, The Ken Monologue That Broke It. We finish with Ryan Gosling cracking himself up. By himself. On camera. He was referring to the Kens in Barbie. Ken Shai, Ken Scott, Ken Kingsley, Ken Samu. There's Alan, Michael, Sarah. And how are they Ken? They're just kenning. They're kenning all over the place. They're kenning all over each other. They're kenning everywhere. And they're kenning so hard that they're gonna ken themselves blind if they don't stop kenning. Then he laughed. Not a polite laugh. A genuine, I can't believe I just said that laugh. Ryan Gosling has been broken by Ryan Gosling. And honestly, that's the only thing that Ryan Gosling could have done. Ryan Gosling's name is synonymous with his good looks for being intense. He's like a superhero staring at cameramen when they are trying to send him into a slow motion chase scene to solve a murder. Yet the reality is that Ryan Gosling is one of the funniest people ever. He causes Emily Blunt to forget her lines. He makes Russell Crowe scream over apples. He makes Harrison Ford look like a Looney Tunes character. He leaves Conan O'Brien speechless. He makes himself laugh at the word kenning. No one breaks breakers like Ryan Gosling. He doesn't go out of his way to be funny. He just is. That's why we never turn away from this show. If you've laughed at this video, please like it. Subscribe to see more moments that bring out Hollywood's biggest stars as the biggest goofballs. Then leave a comment. What was the most embarrassing moment in Ryan Gosling's life? Check out the next one.